Richest and most famous Latin artists, Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lopez, and more. Over the last 2 decades, Latin artists have transformed the global music industry. What was once labeled a regional genre now dominates global charts, streaming platforms, fashion, and culture. Tonight, we explore the richest and most famous Latin artists in the world, not just their money, but their influence. From reggaeton stadium sellouts to crossover pop queens, from Bronx beginnings to billion-stream empires. This is the story of global dominance. And we begin with the undisputed streaming king. Born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio in Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny didn't just enter the industry, he disrupted it. He became one of the most streamed artists globally for multiple consecutive years. His album Un Verano Sin Ti broke records and dominated international charts, without relying on English-language crossover. Revenue streams, massive global tours, streaming royalties, fashion collaborations, brand partnerships, acting roles. Bad Bunny proved something revolutionary. You don't need to abandon Spanish to dominate the world. Financial estimates place his wealth among the highest-earning artists of his generation. But beyond money, his cultural influence, fashion fluidity, political voice, and Puerto Rican pride reshaped Latin identity on the global stage. Before streaming dominance, there was Jennifer Lopez. Singer, actress, dancer, producer, entrepreneur. From the Bronx to Hollywood royalty, she built one of the most diversified empires in entertainment. Her income doesn't rely solely on music, film salaries, fragrance empire, beauty brands, fashion lines, Las Vegas residences, global tours. Jennifer Lopez redefined what a Latin superstar could be, not limited to one lane, but a full-scale multimedia mogul. Her Super Bowl halftime performance alongside another Latin legend cemented her cultural dominance. And financially, she stands among the wealthiest Latina entertainers in history. From Barranquilla, Colombia to global superstardom, Shakira mastered the crossover formula. Unlike many artists, she conquered both Spanish and English markets. Hits like Hips Don't Lie turned her into a global household name. Her wealth comes from international tours, long-term brand deals, songwriting royalties, television appearances. Shakira's longevity is key. She has maintained relevance for over 2 decades, a rare feat in pop music. Her influence paved the way for Latin artists to confidently cross markets without losing identity. Before reggaeton became mainstream, there was Daddy Yankee. His global smash Despacito, alongside Luis Fonsi, became one of the most watched videos in YouTube history. But his success began long before viral streaming. He built a catalog, a movement, and a genre. Revenue highlights, touring dominance, publishing rights, business investments, brand endorsements. Daddy Yankee helped transform reggaeton from underground sound to global phenomenon. And when he announced retirement, he did it after building generational wealth. Karol G represents the new era. In a male-dominated urban genre, she rose to global prominence, headlining stadium tours worldwide. Her financial power stems from streaming dominance, touring revenue, brand partnerships, merchandise empires. She shattered expectations for women in reggaeton and Latin trap. Her success signals a shift. Women now lead Latin music's commercial future. Before streaming and reggaeton, there was the Latin pop explosion. And Ricky Martin led it. Living La Vida Loca ignited the late 1990s Latin crossover boom. He became Grammy-winning artist, Broadway performer, Las Vegas headliner. His longevity and reinvention secured his place among the richest Latin music icons. Marc Anthony dominates a different lane, salsa. He is one of the best-selling tropical salsa artists of all time. Touring consistently across Latin America and the US, he built wealth through album sales, concert tours, production ventures. While pop and reggaeton dominate headlines, salsa remains financially powerful, and Marc Anthony remains its king. Here's what connects them all. Touring is king. Streaming expanded global reach. Branding multiplies wealth. Cultural authenticity drives loyalty. These artists are not just musicians. They are brands, investors, cultural ambassadors. Latin music now generates billions annually, And these stars helped build that ecosystem. Money is measurable. Fame is visible. But influence? That's legacy. From Puerto Rico to Colombia to the Bronx, these artists proved that language is not a barrier, it's power. They turned rhythm into revenue, culture into capital, and identity into global impact. The richest and most famous Latin artists didn't just climb charts. They changed the world stage. And this is only the beginning. Latin music is no longer a niche. It's a global empire. From streaming dominance to billion-dollar brand deals, today we're counting down the richest and most famous Latin artists in the world. These are artists who didn't just make hits. They built financial dynasties, stadium tours, fashion empires, residences, streaming records. We begin the countdown now. Starting our list is Ozuna, one of the most consistent hitmakers in Latin trap and reggaeton. His early dominance on YouTube and Spotify helped define the streaming era. Revenue highlights, Billboard charting albums, global tours, acting roles, brand endorsements. Ozuna represents the digital-first Latin star, built on algorithms, sustained by fan loyalty. Maluma transformed reggaeton into luxury pop. Known for style and crossover appeal, he expanded beyond music into fashion and global campaigns. His earnings come from international touring, fashion collaborations, film appearances, brand deals. Maluma embodies the polished, global-ready Latin superstar. Karol G shattered ceilings in a male-dominated industry. Her stadium tours grossed tens of millions. Streaming numbers? Massive. Brand power? Exploding. She represents financial momentum and long-term wealth growth potential. Before streaming, before reggaeton, there was Ricky Martin. He led the late 90s Latin explosion. Las Vegas residences, global tours, decades of royalties. His longevity secures his financial position among the elite. The king of salsa. Marc Anthony built wealth through consistency. Unlike pop stars who fade, salsa audiences stay loyal for generations. Tour after tour, album after album, his empire is built on durability. The reggaeton pioneer. Despacito broke YouTube records and global streaming history. But Daddy Yankee's wealth wasn't overnight. It was built from decades of genre leadership and smart business decisions. Even in retirement, royalties continue flowing. Global crossover icon. Shakira conquered both Spanish and English markets, doubling her reach. She built touring dominance, songwriting royalties, endorsement deals, television presence. Her financial empire spans continents. The streaming king. Multiple years as the most streamed artist globally. Record-breaking tours. Cultural dominance without switching to English. Bad Bunny represents the new financial model. Streaming plus touring plus fashion plus cultural capital. And his still rising. A true pioneer. Gloria Estefan helped open the US market to Latin artists decades ago. With decades of royalties, business ventures, and production credits, her wealth reflects generational influence. She laid groundwork others now build upon. At number 1. Jennifer Lopez. Why? Because her empire extends far beyond music. Film salaries. Fragrance empire. Beauty lines. Fashion brands. Residences. Producti.